Hello fellow vintage Ray-Ban lovers out there, hope you're well and welcome to another video. So throughout all the videos that I do, I get a number of questions from people, which I do try my best to obviously answer those questions as and when I see them. But the issue is that not everybody actually sees the answers that I give, because once you watch a video, it's very unlikely that you're going to go back to that same video unless obviously it's like an instructional video or something like that. But either way, when you're looking, you're not going to look all the way down at the comments to see the questions that people have specifically asked, and also to see the answers that I have given. So I thought today I'm going to do a question and answer video for 5 of the most popular questions that I get asked on my channel. So they're in no particular order. I've just written down the questions on a bit of paper, and I will just read from 1 to 5 and give you the answers. Hopefully this video won't be too long. It'll be short, it'll be snappy, it'll give you the answers that that you're looking for, and hopefully it will help you with your own collection, or if you're looking to purchase or to sell or whatever you want to do with your vintage Ray-Ban sunglasses. So the first question that I get asked is how did you get into collecting? So basically I started collecting probably about 3.5 years ago now, so 2013/2014. My first ever, I was never really a sunglasses kind of person, never really wore them until I decided, you know what, I'm going to actually purchase myself a pair of sunglasses. And the very first pair of sunglasses that I bought were these. So these are the very first pair of sunglasses I bought. So these are Luxottica Ray-Bans in their RB4090. I think they're fake, but they served me well for about 2 years, and since I bought those, I thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna buy myself a decent pair of sunglasses, and I came across a pair of Wayfarer 2s in tortoiseshell. Now they're stuck in the cupboard somewhere, so I'm not gonna try and find them. You know what a Wayfarer 2 looks like in tortoiseshell, but they were my first vintage pair of sunglasses. And at the time, you know, I had no idea about the difference between the old vintage B&L Ray-Ban sunglasses and the new Luxottica Ray-Ban sunglasses. I just bought them because I liked the way they looked. So that was my first pair of vintage Ray-Ban sunglasses, the Wayfarer 2 in tortoiseshell. And then I think I just bought another one, and then I bought another one, and before you know it, you know, you've got 5, you've got 10, you've got 25, you've got 50, and suddenly you're a collector, you know. So as I'm buying these sunglasses, I'm obviously getting more interested in the brand. Obviously now I'm realizing that obviously Luxottica bought the brand in '99, so now we have an actual brand or a brand of sunglasses that doesn't actually exist in its original format. So obviously you get interested in all the history, etc, etc, and that's how I really got into collecting. So the second question is, what do you do for a living to be able to afford all of your sunglasses? So basically my sunglasses collection at the moment is 300 plus deep. It's a lot of sunglasses. My job, if you've seen my other videos, I'm a manager in the healthcare sector in the UK. But it's not really about my job. I don't get paid all that much, seeing as the market that I'm in, we just simply don't get paid as much as, say, if you was in the financial sector. You know, I'm not poor, I'm not rich, you know, I'm sort of in the middle ground like most people, you know. But it's not about your job, and it's not really about how much you get per year or how much money you have to spend, you know, on the things that you want to spend on. For me, it's about shopping smart. So I don't actually purchase brand spanking new sunglasses for, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. You know, I try and buy the best condition sunglasses for the least amount of money. So a lot of my sunglasses cost a lot less than if I was just looking at a pair of sunglasses on the internet, liking that particular pair and just buying it outright. You know, I specifically, you know, have a figure in mind that I don't like to go over, and that's how I shop. I'm just quite frugal. I'm just quite smart in the way that I shop. So it takes me a lot longer to purchase certain models than other models, because certain models cost so much more, or they're just not around as often. You know, so basically, for instance, let's talk about the diamond hard lenses. You know, I have one diamond hard lens, simply because they're at a price that I feel is a little bit too high for me at the moment, considering I've got other models that I want to obviously collect. So once I've collected the models that I'm interested in, then I would, you know, spend my money on specific lenses and specific higher valued models, unless of course I see it for quite cheap. So that's how I can afford all of my sunglasses. I'm not really much of a reseller. You know, if I do sell a pair of sunglasses, then I will probably put that back into paying for another set, or I'll just spend it on, you know, a chocolate bar. You know, it doesn't, you know, I'm not a reseller, I just collect mainly. So so that's how I can afford my sunglasses. The next question is, what and how do you collect? I.e., what's your favourite vintage Bausch & Lomb Ray-Ban sunglasses? Well, my favourite is the Wayfarer. That's the one that I've got the most of. That's the one I really look for, those special models, and are prepared to pay that little bit extra. I like aviators. Wasn't really much of an aviator fan when I first got into collecting, but speaking to other collectors, you know, and just speaking to them in general, basically, and really feeling their enthusiasm for that particular model, I've now started to get into aviators. And I also like women's 1950s models, simply because they're a lot different, you know, in terms of the fashion, in terms of design, in terms of rarity as well. There's a lot of models for you ladies out there that were released in the 1950s by Ray-Ban in those times, which you know, really defines the era. So those are my three main sort of models or areas of interest for me when it comes to vintage Ray-Bans. There are other models that I like, for instance, like Club Masters as well. Love a Club Master, and other models as well, where basically when I first started, I just collected everything. Like most collectors, you just buy everything, you know. But over the years, I've really sort of honed in on specific models. But the ones that when I first bought, I've got a lot of. There's a lot of sets that you can complete, like the traditionals. You know, you've got, I think, 7 or 8 model numbers there to collect. Then you've got the different colorways. So, you know, it just expands and expands and expands, and there's so much to collect. So that's what I like to collect. That's my favorite models, and yeah, that's it basically. So the next question is, what's your opinion between the quality of B&L vintage Ray-Ban and Luxottica modern Ray-Ban? Well, this is the topic between people who collect the vintage stuff and people who obviously collect the modern stuff. I mean, let me put it this way: without Luxottica, I don't think the vintage market would be as interesting or as popular as it is today. You know, I think everything that you see in terms of the popularity of vintage Ray-Bans is down to the fact that Luxottica have reignited the brand since they took it over in 1999. I think if it was still, you know, still the shit that we were seeing in the late 90s, I don't think obviously there would be this much popularity. However, in terms of the quality, I don't own any Luxottica Ray-Ban sunglasses. I would presume, I mean, I know a couple of people who do purchase Luxottica Ray-Ban sunglasses, and they themselves say that the quality is excellent. But for me, the way I see it is that Luxottica, obviously, you know, they have, if you didn't know, they have a monopoly on sunglasses in the world. They own 80% of all sunglasses brands in the world. And when you're that big, you're not really focusing on one particular product, your quality tends to slip. Now, Bausch & Lomb, all they did really, I mean, they had other brands, but their main brand was Ray-Ban from the beginning. So all of their effort went into that brand to make it the best it could in terms of marketing, in terms of quality, in terms of what they offered the customer, etc, etc. Whereas Luxottica, you know, they own hundreds and hundreds of brands. So for me, I would say that, because I like the vintage stuff, I would say that the vintage Ray-Ban quality is far superior than the modern stuff that you get now. But then again, it is subjective. Somebody else might say completely different to me. And as I said, I don't own any Luxottica Ray-Ban sunglasses, so really and truly I can't give, you know, a real defining accurate comparison between the two. So there you go, folks. And the last question that I always get asked is, where can I buy vintage Ray-Ban sunglasses? Well, I mean, you've obviously got the internet, and if you just put in vintage Ray-Ban for sale or to buy in a search site, you know, you will get a list of places that you can purchase from. I mean, when I first started, the first place I went to was good old eBay. Generally, they will have the sunglasses that you're looking for, but obviously then you're bidding against thousands of other people around the world, because it is a popular brand. The other place is Etsy. Obviously I'm on there with my own shop, and you can purchase stuff from there, and there are other places that I'm not going to disclose, because the collecting world is a very competitive world, and if I started telling everybody where the hell I get my sunglasses, I'm going to end up either not having the models that I like, or having to pay much more than I would like. In the description below, I will also add a Facebook group that you can join and have the opportunity to purchase sunglasses from that group. So I'll put the description and the link in the description section at the bottom. So yeah, so that's it really, folks. That's the 5 questions that I get asked the most. I hope that was informative for you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.